should have filmed earlier. I never really intended on turning this into a video, but I've removed this carburetor off this 5 horsepower Briggs & Stratton motor, which is part of this Lit-R-Blo sweeper, which is basically a walk behind leaf blower. And the situation with this is the motor just quit running, and it wasn't because of lack of spark, because if I put a carb cleaner into the top of the carburetor, it would fire up briefly. So that told me that it was a fuel issue. The thing about these Purajet carburetors, if I'm saying that right, is that they sit on top of the carburetor, and this is a gasket here that is literally a fuel pump, like an outboard motor that takes the fuel up and into the carburetor. There's no bowl on the carburetor itself that's sort of built into the gas can down there, this hole here. Anyways, so I looked into a rebuild kit, and I found that just ordering a brand new carburetor altogether was only $15 more. So I opted for that. The thing about this carburetor is not everything that's here is on the new carburetor. So it's specific to this machine regarding this run, choke, and stop situation. So I'm going to have to transfer some of the items of here onto the new carburetor. This is the new carburetor, and for all intents and purposes it's the same as the other one, only like I said, it's missing some of the features. So what I'm going to do is bring the other carburetor over to the new one, see what the differences are, make adjustments. I can already tell that I'm going to have to drill a hole into the handle of this. This is the choke. You can see the action there. That's the choke. So in order for the choke to work with the way it was built on that machine, it's going to require that I drill a hole into this handle, because I'm not going to pull it manually. I want it to work like it did. So I'm going to go get the other one, and we'll put them side by side and see what needs to be transferred. Alright, here's the old one right next to it. You can see the way that you can see the action there, the way that choke is pushed out by this bar here, and that's because it's drilled in. Let's see here. There's a hole drilled into the handle. So we'll have to do the same here to this one, and this one has its separate pickup here, which is a screened pickup, the small one there. And at first I noticed I only had the long one, but then I saw in the kit that it came with the small one, so that must thread right in. Again, go over here to those gaskets. There's a gasket for going up against the tank, and another gasket here for going into bolting into the engine. So let me get started here, and hopefully this goes. Well, that sucks. Maybe I can take the old... Well, I'm not sure if the camera turned off when it happened, but threading this little pickup into here, this broke. So what I'm going to try to do is remove the old one and see if I can't use it in the new carburetor. So we'll see how that turns out. I'm not going to film it because I'm not exactly sure what I'm doing, and I would rather discuss it if I'm successful than to show you the wrong thing.
Some time later.
Well, that was exciting. I wasn't supposed to be going down like that. So now that I have the old out, I removed this. I don't know if this is called a jet, whatever this is. I removed this brass piece from here that has a very small hole, cleaned it out with a carburetor cleaner, and now I'm putting it back in. Okay, so can I put the old one in without breaking it? Apparently you can't over torque them. As I showed you in the pictures, I end up using heat to remove the broken one. I torched the screw head, and then I got my screwdriver, which is not right in front of me, and I threaded it in there. I could hear the hot screw like singe the plastic, and then it adhered to it, and when I backed it out, it brought out the plastic with it. So that was pretty fortunate. I got lucky. This new one doesn't seem to be the exact same size, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get it in there as best I can. Not worried about it going all the way and fitting perfectly, just worried about it making a seal to allow, start with that, to allow the gas to flow in there without any air getting in. So now I've got some more parts to work on. Oh, also this is the jet, or the needle I should say, that I took out, so I'm going to put it back in there. That ended up being a 13 millimeter. I think that's everything regarding the conversion, so let me just go over this again and see if it'll bolt onto the leaf blower. Same with these two controls. Before I dismantled the carburetor, I did take a photograph so I can see where they go. I'm pretty sure this one goes here, and this one goes into this piece of metal for the choke, which is something that I snipped and bent to get removed, so I'll have to sort out how to reattach that. If I'm not mistaken too, I got my see how that's deep in there? Need to get a light on that too. and a very long screwdriver to get that started. Making sure that the screw is not cross-threaded. But the gasket did fall down, so I'll have to swing it back up to put the top bolt on. So I'm going to fight with that for a little bit, get this thing connected to the block. Now while I've got everything loose here, I'm going to put the 3 bolts that hold the carburetor base onto the tank. I did pull the tank out a little bit, so that's why it's not lined up completely. So I'll push in the tank with one hand and tighten them down or snug them up a little bit, and then I'll finish tightening that. So it's best not to just put in every screw tight right off the bat. Sometimes you have to leave things a little loose to jiggle them around and get them into position, like with so many things. That applies here. Okay, I saw what my picture showed me, and then I see what I'm seeing now. When I hit the stop button, it pushes this lever forward, and I'm pretty sure that this is supposed to be inside of there, but I can't get by everything to swing it in, so I'm going to bend this metal out of here and put it in, and then bend the metal back. Well, just for the heck of it, I may actually post this video as a failure video. Put the new carburetor on, and still no fuel being delivered to the engine. Even when I give it a little bit of starter fluid, it fires up, but it's not enough to get the gasoline to draw in on the pump, I suspect, into the carburetor. So anyways, that being said, it probably isn't that. It's probably something else, but it's beyond me because I'm not a small engine carburetor expert. I put the original carburetor on a bag. I'm going to give this away to my brother-in-law, or it's going to be posted on Marketplace for free for anybody who likes to play around with this stuff that wants it. Anyways, if you are familiar with small engines and you think you know what's wrong with it, if you could please post a comment, let me know what you think the problem was, why it didn't start when I replaced the carburetor. Again, it was running fine. I took it down to a side yard that I own, fired it up, and it just shut off and it stopped working. So it's got spark. Any assistance in solving this mystery would be appreciated. Okay, thanks for watching.